I passed out at 30,000 meters, my body slowly sliding down. The feeling of weightlessness snapped me awake instantly. I desperately grabbed for the ropes on the balloon, but I was too late. When I woke up again, I found myself hanging upside down in midair. I yelled down to my companion in the basket. James! But James wasn't reacting at all. I had no choice but to save myself by swinging like a pendulum. 1 swing, 2 swings, 3 swings. As the arc got bigger, I finally managed to grab the edge of the basket. It turned out James had passed out from a lack of oxygen. Thank God he was still alive. But the real question was how we were going to survive. The balloon was still climbing. I pulled hard on the release valve, but it wouldn't budge. It was frozen solid up there. I had no choice but to climb up the side of the balloon. Even though my hands were getting shredded, I pushed past to toss the pain. I climbed for half an hour and I was only halfway there. The next part was even harder because the balloon's surface was completely covered in ice and frost, and my hands were already severely frostbitten. Luckily, my foot got tangled in a rope. I decided to just hang there and rest for a moment. Once my strength returned, I gripped the rope tightly. I tied the rope securely around my waist and continued to climb upward. Finally, I reached the top of the balloon. I threaded my arms through the framework and used my elbows to smash the valve, but I didn't have enough power. I had to risk standing up and kicking straight down with all my might. The valve was finally kicked open. I stepped on the valve, pulled out the knife from my waist, and cut my shoelace, using the shoe to wedge into the valve opening. This would slow the balloon's descent. When I got back to the basket, the snowflakes were perfectly still. That meant the balloon's rate of descent was exactly equal to the speed of the falling snowflakes. We were plummeting. We threw everything overboard to reduce weight, but it didn't help much. The balloon was less than 10,000 meters from the ground. We had to ditch the basket. We climbed onto the support frame. James used a small knife to cut the ropes holding the basket. But we were still falling too fast. In that critical moment, he cut the inner set of ropes, and the force of our descent pulled the balloon into a makeshift parachute. We gripped each other's hands tightly. Living or dying, it was now up to fate.